Okay, so into round three. I'm not sure if I said anything or not, but the past two games I've actually got full points because I've gotten all my secondary objectives and denied my opponent getting their secondary objectives. So this game's against Scott and his Vampire Counts army, and it's meeting engagement. So this is how the deployment went down. He actually rolled first, so one of his Terrorgeists and one of his Spirit Hosts are not in play. But the deployment looks like that. I corner up, I castle up in the corner, and pray that my shooting will go well. So unfortunately I didn't roll a 6 and I didn't go first. So in his turn 1, he screams forward. His general is the vampire in the middle there with horse and flying, and he's level 3 on death magic. So before anyone types anything, tell me what's wrong with this picture that I didn't clue into until after the game was over. Until actually I got a call from my friend telling me about what was wrong with this picture. So anyway, he gets Doom and Darkness off, and I stop him from Spirit Leeching my general. Both of our objectives here are to kill each other's general. We're both on that last secondary mission, and we're stuck into it. So in my turn, I just shuffle around so he can't charge my Hellblaster with anything. I get a Ice Shard Blizzard off on these guys. I actually Thunderbolted these guys, but he Dispel Scrolled it, which is too bad because I rolled 6 hits. After all the shooting, my cannons and both Hellblasters at his general, I did 1 wound. He made his 4-up save on both my cannon shots, and just got super lucky. So now I'm dead. He charges his general into my knights, who have blocked off charge route from the Hellblaster, and he charges his Spirit Host into my archers. He charges his Hex Race into my knights, and this is looking very, very bad. And it goes very bad very quick, unfortunately. I kind of gave up at this point, to be honest. I knew it was over after I didn't kill anything from shooting my first turn. Going first would have been nice, too. Just throw that in there. So, after a purple sun, what the heck happened? I didn't dispel Doom and Darkness, and my block ran off the board after he killed a Hellblaster and an Engineer. So, after combat, my knights die, he overruns into the side of my steam tank, and he kills my archers by running them down, and he also runs down my knights there. He screams into my demigriffs and kills 4 of them after both Terrorgeists are done. And he overruns onto his own purple sun, but he needs a 6 to fail, so that doesn't happen. My turn 2, and the game is almost over. I charge my remaining demigriff into the Terrorgeist, like that's going to do anything. And I try shooting his general, and he again makes his ward save after my cannon hit him. And my Hellblaster, like, I think I rolled 2 misfires and rolled on the misfire chart and couldn't shoot this turn. So, into his turn 3. He moves his general over like that for my cannon. He moves his Terrorgeist up. And in the shooting phase, he screams the last demigriff off, and he kills my cannon. And then after I shoot my Hellblaster one last time at his general and do nothing, I call it. So what was wrong there? The general has to be lore of vampires. It cannot be lore of death. Now, I'm sure he feels really bad because he probably didn't know, and I think he was told about it after all his games. He actually ended up winning all his games, and now that he probably knows that his list was invalid, he probably feels really shitty about winning his games. So I kind of feel a little bad for him. Like, even though he totally destroyed me, he probably feels, really shitty about what happened. So I don't think he won any trophies because the TO was told about his list during the final game, unfortunately. No one else thought to check about that. And to be honest, it's a kind of obscure rule. Unless you're playing vampires, you probably don't know. Unless you're very familiar with the army and you've played it before. So, you know what? These kind of things happen. And as for my shitty luck, that happens too. So, what can you do? He was a very good sport, and he offered for me to keep my block with all my characters on the board. But I said, hey, it's the game. It happens sometimes. I play with cannons. I could feel people's pain about, having their models removed in one turn. So, you know what? It's Warhammer. Anything that's in these books is legit, and anything that happens, like Purple Sun, you just gotta prepare for. I castled up in the corner, and I ran off the board. You know, it's unlikely, but it happens. Also, I could have read the card. I don't play against Doom and Darkness that much, so I didn't know it was Remains in Play. I didn't get rid of it, so that's my fault. Anyway, it was a good game, and a good end to my day. I learned a lesson, and also I'm sure my opponent learned a lesson about his army composition. Anyways, hope you enjoy.